And the first thing today is Brock. He's hurt again. He's gotten hurt a lot in his career. Nothing. Well, there was that one serious elbow injury, but he hasn't missed a lot of time. He's in and out. This time, it's a toe injury, turf toe. He was scrambling. He got tackled. He popped up. It didn't look bad, but he got hurt. What do you guys think of this? Do you feel like he's injury prone? Is it bad luck? What's your take?
Yeah, he's had 6. Before this show started, I looked up. He's had 6 injuries in his career so far. I think it's hard to say if he's injury prone or not. Like, he's behind such a bad offensive line. It's like, what happens if our offensive line was actually somewhat good? Maybe he wouldn't get that injury, like that much injuries. But to say he's injury prone, yeah, kind of a little bit. A little. He's had 6 injuries. Like, that's not great.
I don't know. I don't think he is. Like, if you look at the injuries, like the one in the Eagles game, like, you can't really avoid that. Like, that was not his fault whatsoever. And that's going to happen to almost any quarterback in the NFL. You know what I mean? Like, outside of like a Lamar Jackson maybe making a quick step, or Josh Allen because he's so tall. Like, I don't know. That's kind of unavoidable. Same with turf toe. Like, that's really unavoidable. Like, it happens to a bunch of NFL players every single year. I don't really see it as like an injury prone thing. There's been a couple shoulder things that do scare me. And I think that's because he's like, on the smaller side. That's the only thing that I would like slide to like injury prone, but to say he's like completely injury prone, I don't really.
I'm on the fence. I'm kind of on the fence. I'm leaning one way and I'm leaning another way.
I think he's borderline. I think
yeah.
He's a smaller quarterback and he runs around a lot. And the last couple years, he's been among the league leaders in average time to throw. So if that's your style of play and that's your build, I think it's going to lead to injuries here and there. And I think what's interesting with him, he had the big catastrophic injury in the pocket, the elbow. But a lot of his injuries, the smaller ones, are him scrambling. There was his first start. He laid out for a first down, finished the game, but hurt a rib. And then last year against Seattle, I think he laid out for a touchdown and hurt his shoulder. This time he's scrambling to the sideline and gets a pretty routine tackle, hurts his toe. So
why was he scrambling? Because the offensive line is not good. Like, that's what I think the biggest problem. I think the biggest problem with Purdy getting injured is because of our offensive line. Him having to do all these scrambling back and forth, running all that. Like, that's I think the biggest thing.
That's true. Yeah. And we saw this coming. They really haven't invested in the offensive line. So it starts with the offensive line. But then I think Purdy needs to take some responsibility. Like, if he had just slid, he wouldn't have gotten tackled. And a lot of quarterbacks do slide. And he's always out there diving for extra yards. Just saying.
Maybe he doesn't do that. I don't. It's the offensive line. The biggest thing is the offensive line. I do think, though, this is happening at I'm not saying like Purdy's injury is like a good thing, but this is kind of happening at the best time. Like, we play the Saints next, and then the Cardinals, and then the Jags. I think like this next stretch of games is games we could win without Purdy. So this is a good time that it's happening, but it still sucks.
I think it's interesting that Purdy's career mirrors Jimmy's in so many ways. They're different players, but this was Jimmy's issue. Like, he threw a lot of picks and we busted his chops for it, but he won a lot of games. That's not what got him replaced. What got him replaced was the constant injuries. He wasn't on the field enough. And Kyle Shanahan lost patience for it because you need some stability at that position. And I think we talk about the interceptions. I do with Brock Purdy a lot, but he still wins most of his games. If there's going to be something that derails his career, it's going to be this stuff. And again, I don't know if he's injury prone or not, but he needs to prove that he's not. Week 1, he went down.
But I think, to your point, I think some of this is like avoidable. Like with Jimmy, he was getting injured in the pocket, not moving. You know what I mean? It's not like Jimmy was out there scrambling for first downs and getting caught.
That's how he tore his ACL. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but outside of that, right?
Yeah, you're right.
With Brock, it's like the only injury in the pocket was in unblocked Hassan Reddick off the edge. As he's throwing and doesn't see him. It's like, so you get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like some more of that stuff is avoidable compared to Jimmy was like.
That's true. Like, Jimmy just couldn't protect himself on a football field at the end.
Yeah.
No.
Should be able to protect himself. Slide.
Yeah.
I think it's also too great. Maybe Purdy, you also talk about it. Purdy doing too much. Him trying to slide, and not him trying to slide, but him trying to like jump and do all this stuff. Why not just slide? That's him trying to do too much because his offensive line is that bad. Just him doing too much.
Justin Herbert slid at the end of the game. Thursday was it Thursday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, Friday night? Yeah, he slid.
Yeah.
I mean, Kyler Murray slides.
Yeah, they all.
Why not? I just think it would. I mean, Josh Allen doesn't slide, but he hurts people. I think Brock Purdy gets hurt.
It's huge.
I think he needs to make an adjustment. We'll see if he does. To me, Brock Purdy reminds me so much of Russell Wilson. Like, in so many ways. The way they scramble around, their style of play, the way they throw is different. The situations they got put into, how they were like the cherry on top for a team that was just ready-made but needed a quarterback. And then how the team sort of took away the defense and the running game, and it became all about them and them cooking, and it just didn't work as much. So I don't know. Russell Wilson is my comparison for Brock. PrizePicks will give you $50 when you play your first $5 lineup. Win or lose, you'll get $50 for playing. Use promo code Cohn, COHN, and download the app now.
Brock is mine's Tom Brady, 100%, because they just
love that.
Goats.
Combination of E. Wilson, new member. Thank you. Sunny Desai says, RIP Charlie. Can one make the argument that Kyle is detrimental to the team by not playing young players, which, if they develop, could replace older, pricier vets? Yes, RIP Charlie. That was extremely disturbing today. I don't really want to talk about it right now because I haven't processed it, and it's a football show. So if you don't mind, we're gonna put that one to the side. But yeah, I do feel like it'd be nice if Kyle was a little bit more eager to put Jordan Watkins on the field as opposed to Kendrick Bourne.
I mean, it's tough because I don't mind. I love Kendrick Bourne. First off, let's get that. I'm excited he's back, but I don't mind. There needs to be a balance, I guess is what I'm trying to say, because I don't mind the older vets like the Kendrick Bournes or those kind of players. I mean, to be fair, isn't Jordan Watkins still hurt anyways?
He did in practice.
Yeah, so he's still limited. But what I will say is the other side of the coin to that is eventually you have to play those younger guys because you're going to get to a point to where your team's going to suck with the vets because they're just too old.
We need to see Jordan James.
Yeah, and if those younger players haven't played yet, they're not going to be ready for the opportunity when the opportunity presents itself. But if they're playing, obviously they're going to get more playing time. They're going to get more familiar with the offense, defense, whatever it may be. And they're going to get more comfortable with the speed of the NFL. And so there needs to be a balance to that point. So it can be detrimental because I think Kyle is too far on the other side of the coin. And I think at least me and I think you guys have too kind of been hoping that he goes to the other side of the coin a little bit more.
I think
seems like go ahead. Sorry.
The only reason I think we signed Kendrick Bourne is because we're so injury prone right now. Why not just sign a guy like that? Like, I understand we want to play rookies, but why? Like, we don't. Jordan Watkins is probably going to come back this week, I think. Maybe. Who knows? I think getting a guy like Kendrick Bourne is good just because, like, you don't know who's going to go down next. This team, there's new injuries every single day.
Yeah.
But why do we think Bourne's going to stay healthy? Like, he's 30. He tore his ACL. He hasn't practiced since August 1st. He seems like he's in the Jawan Jennings boat, just like Jennings. And we saw what happened to Jennings when he tried to jump back out there.
I the reason why I don't mind it is because, one, it's another body. If he gets injured, he gets injured. But also, Kendrick Bourne's been playing the game for a long time. Like, he knows the offense, right? So it'll be a seamless fit. Like, it's not like he has to come in and relearn everything. And I think he does have a lot to teach the young players. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, he played at Eastern Washington with Cooper Kupp. Like, he's been in the NFL for a long time. He knows his shit.
That is true. That is true. Sheridan Milestone says, I thought Stout played great for his first start. Start that PI was pretty soft and the ball wasn't catchable. That is true. Yeah. Also, that tip ball to JSN was clutch.
That was the worst. That was actually one of the worst calls. That ball was not even close.
That was a pretty bad call.
Yeah. Not even close.
Frizzy 4200 says, bit of a stretch, but what if Kyle wants to sabotage Purdy to work with Mac?
Is that your alt account, Grant? Is that your alt account?
I can see why someone would wonder some weird stuff like that. It's like, I didn't see him get hurt. He looked fine. What are you talking about?
He did look fine, but usually those turf toes, like, blood's flowing in the middle of the game. You have adrenaline, like you're gonna feel it after, and then it starts to really hurt.
Okay, let's indulge Frizzy 4200's conspiracy theory. Let's go straight irresponsible conspiracy theory. Okay, let's do it. What this would look like. Okay, so George is out, Jawan is out, maybe Trent is out, and the Niners are like, okay, rather than throw our franchise quarterback out there to potentially get hurt and throw out some really bad numbers and maybe lose, and we look bad and he looks bad. Let's just say he's hurt and throw Mac out there. Okay, of course, no one does that. The world doesn't work that way, but I can see why Frizzy 4200 would think that.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but yeah, no.
Nick
Kyle's
Bosa's
job's
hat.
on the line.
LOL says R.I.P. Charlie Kirk. Certainly. Gold Towel says some thoughts and prayers to bring Charlie back, but Brock first. We did Brock. Andrew Kroll says, wait, Kirk Cousins died? Man, this is terrible, you guys. Dazzler says, way too early, but after watching the Seahawks game, what's going to be different this year aside from a better defense? If Kyle won't evolve, why keep him? Well, they got a better kicker.
Yeah.
I mean,
freaking go.
And to be fair, like I thought there was some like good play calls. I also thought there were some bad play calls, but there's not a whole lot to work with. Like we don't have with the players that are out on the field. It's not like you're scheming. Like the only person on that field after George Kittle went out that they could scheme for something was literally Christian McCaffrey and Ricky Pearsall. If they were to take any other receiver on that field and put them in motion, it's not like you're gonna get like a bunch of eyes going that way. They're like, okay, Christian McCaffrey's still in the backfield. Why would I look that way?
Well, sleep on Zake Tonjes at your own peril, as the Seahawks just learned.
Hey, hell of a last drive. That guy.
I love the emergence of a good undrafted free agent. I do too. That's my favorite stuff in football. Love that.
I do too. And last year, I will say last year in the preseason, I actually really liked what Tonjes like provided, and I thought he was going to get more reps. I was a little upset he didn't, but going to this year, like with Farrell, I was like, oh, I don't think Tonjes is going to see the field. So I'm glad he showed something because it's all like this is what we were talking about with the other side of the coin. It's always those young players that never get a chance and they have to get a chance because of injuries. And then they show something good. And then Kyle wants to play him. It's like, dude,
this guy is way better than Cam Latu ever was, ever will be.
Yes.
100%.
Don't bring up Cam Latu. That's, oh my gosh, I hate Cam Latu.
And like Luke Farrell, I'm not talking any. Luke Farrell seems pretty good so far.
He made a
good blocker, made a big catch. But in this game, I mean, Tonjes could get 5 targets and Farrell could get 2 or 1.
I think Tonjes is just more athletic and quicker than Farrell.
Yes.
But Farrell's Farrell's definitely a better blocker, but he's definitely more athletic than Farrell. So